So first of all, I'd like to say it's a great honour to speak here as a student representative, and I want to thank the People's Assembly for having me, because I think this is an extremely important organisation in the fight for a fairer Britain. While the battles of the last 5 years have not been enough to get rid of this vicious government, without the solidarity between workers and students and activist groups and organisations like this, our movement wouldn't be half as strong as it is right now. I, for one, doubt that there would be an anti-austerity leader of the Labour Party. And yet, solidarity, I think, is more important than ever. We face a government that is intent on tearing apart the very fabric of our society while telling us to blame each other. They say they're simply making the tough choices. So I decided not to mince my words today and say, what are these tough choices? They're the creeping privatisation of our health service that has stripped frontline and mental health services to the bone. They're the gradual marketisation of our education system that's become more and more expensive for the poor, with maintenance grants cut and fees set to rise again, potentially. And they are the audacity of a welfare bill that is simultaneously managing to destroy the Northern Irish peace process, plunge the children of this country into poverty, and leave the most vulnerable people in our country on the breadline every single day. But they know there's a way they can get away with it, by turning us against each other. The mass media doesn't want to report the realities of austerity. They say it's not the government that's to blame, but the immigrant who came here for a better life, or the refugees fleeing the most brutal persecution, or the unemployed person desperately seeking work. Do these people look like enemies to you? Because I'm sure they're all better friends to all of us than the shower that's going to arrive in Manchester this weekend. But I'll try to give a bit more of a constructive slant to my anger. I'm sure all of us were left to reflect what went wrong when the Tories were re-elected in May. After 5 years of taking to the streets, of fighting our battles, be they against welfare cuts, job losses or tuition fees, where did we go wrong? And I think, friends, that there is one key message. We can't just fight our own battles anymore. Now, I will doubtless be on whatever student demonstrations occur in the next year, and I will probably know a huge number of people there from other demos in the past. And if you are a student here, please do ask me about transport to the demo against barriers in education in November. But the time has come that to get any victories, we must stand together. And that is why the demonstration at Conservative Conference this weekend is so exciting. Because it allows every single one of us, from many types of campaigns on many different issues, to stand together and object to the very spirit of this government, that those with the least power in our society should share the burden should take the whole burden for a crisis of the powerful. Now, we can tell by the media fear-mongering of the last few weeks that they are scared. And that makes this demo all the more important. We cannot allow Tory conference to go along smoothly with ministers presenting policies that will do such damage to our country. If we are to fight back, we must show that there are people who object to it, those who won't stand by and watch for the next few years. But I hope this opportunity offers something else as well. That student activists, trade unionists, disability activists, community organisers and many others will meet and talk and build links for the future, because we're in this together and none of us can win alone. If you're an organiser or an activist in any of these fields, never fear to contact the students who sit beside you today or will stand beside you this weekend. Your fight is our fight, and many of you have been the greatest friends to our movement. We have a common enemy and a common vision for a society that works for all its people. Now, we must remember that there's a lot to be hopeful about too. In the election of Jeremy Corbyn as Labour leader, we have seen what can be achieved when we stand together. This is an enormous victory for the anti-austerity movement, whether in Labour or out. It shows that we can win. And I hope that Sunday is the start of many more victories to come. Thank you very much.